Hi, my name is Rachel Northrup, and I did my internship for the BYU Idaho Forest Preschool during the fall semester of 2017. I found the internship by networking. That was the biggest thing that I did. I talked to my professors, and I talked to classmates, and found out what kinds of things were available. I ended up talking to my one professor, Brother Godfrey, and he said that they needed an intern for the fall, and so I said I would do it. After considering other options, this was the best one. As the intern, it started just before the semester started. I collected information from the people who applied to be in the program for their children to be in the preschool. I researched nature education. So I knew what I was doing as something. This was a new experience for me. I put together information in paperwork that was easy to access. I gave information to the parents. I called them all. And then when things started happening, when we started preschool, I would look up articles and share them with the other teachers. I prepared snack and the other materials that we needed every day. Made sure we had everything all ready to go. And then I worked with the children as a teacher. Mainly, we followed the emergent curriculum approach, or we followed the children's lead, and we didn't make lesson plans. So everything that I did teaching-wise was pretty much done as in real time. Like as the children were playing, I would interact with them. At the end of the semester, we wrote reports on how the children had grown. I cleaned up the materials, and I had a few hours required after all was said and done, and so then I taught a class and helped review rubrics with faculty. The program benefited from me being an intern in that I was able to organize all the paperwork. I kept things on schedule, watched the time. I set up and maintained the Facebook page so that we could share pictures with the parents, and I did check in, check out, answer questions for teachers and parents, and I basically was the one that just kept track of all the information. So the other teachers were there to have an experience teaching. I was there to have an experience kind of being in charge of things. But I was also, because I had 3 semesters in the preschool labs on campus, I was able to share my experience with the student teachers that I worked with in this program. So that was another thing that I did for the program. I personally benefited from this experience by building my confidence. I had taken all of my coursework before the internship experience, and so I had all of the knowledge and the abilities and the experience and things, but I just didn't know that I knew what I knew. And so when I fulfilled all my responsibilities with the internship, I was able to see that, I really can run a preschool program. I can teach, I know what I'm talking about, and I can have a good relationship with parents of preschoolers. I also learned about a new way of doing things. I had only done theme-based classroom education, like where we made lesson plans. They were thematic, and it was child-centered, but not child-led as much as this one was. So doing it completely out in nature was a new experience, and that was very educational for me. And then it was just a great environment to be in. I just benefited from being up there, and it was great that way as well. The biggest benefit from my coursework, or connection from my coursework to the Forest Preschool, was the knowledge of development that I had gained. Not just the knowledge of it, but the ability to recognize it. So as the children were participating in different activities, I was able to recognize what skills they were building, and if it was an appropriate activity, or if they could use a little bit of help to be a little bit more appropriate or more beneficial to them. And I could go in and supplement their activities. I also used knowledge that I gained in administrative issues and as a preschool supervisor in the on-campus labs, because we talked about how to organize and run a preschool in an administrative sense. And finally, I would absolutely recommend this experience. It's a new way of looking at early childhood education, being able to teach in a different environment. It's a completely different environment with a new kind of curriculum. And it was just a really nice environment for the teachers as well. It was pretty low stress, and we were able to really focus on interacting with the children. It may not be, this specific internship may not be available to others because it was held at Badger Creek, and BYU Idaho is not associating with Badger Creek anymore after this semester. But the Forest Preschool program might be continued. It would just be in a different location, so you'd want to talk to Brother Mike Godfrey. Or you could contact Chris Pond, the coordinator for the child labs. And all photos of the children were used with permission from their parents. Thank you.